NBC7's Nightly Check-In is sponsored by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating and Air, Flood and Restoration.
We know how.
Hot temperatures and strong winds are making for dangerous conditions for wildfires, and it is not over just yet. Thanks so much for joining us for the Nightly Check-In. I'm Mark Mullen. Firefighters today rushed all over the county, putting out a bunch of small fires. From El Cajon up to Fallbrook, firefighters were able to get a quick handle on those fires. They were ready. There were also at least 13 fires south of the border, sending a huge plume of smoke into the air. It's a reminder of just how dangerous conditions can get when it is hot and dry, and then when the winds pick up. Despite the heat and fire danger, we saw a lot of hikers, though, taking advantage of the sunshine earlier today. At Iron Mountain, temperatures were in the mid-90s around noon. We spoke with one hiker who wants to remind others to take extra precautions on days like this.
When I know I'm going to come up here yesterday, I hydrated late in the evening, and because that's number one. You see a lot of people up here with those little bottles of water, not enough on a day like today.
Fire crews reminding residents not to use power tools. It could spark a fire in these extreme conditions. Now let's check in with Dagmar to see if conditions tomorrow will be just as hot as today.
We are looking at the heat continuing through Wednesday, but at the very least, we do not have another heat advisory in effect for those coastal zones. Still, the coast, the inland valleys, the mountains, and the desert. Sun, 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 sun. All four forecast zones. The coast today will hit about that mid-80 mark. It'll still be hot out there. The inland valleys, you'll see that low 90 mark, mostly sunny skies. Mountains still hot, too. You're looking at, as a matter of fact, as a bit of a heat wave increasing in your area now. So it's somewhat delayed from what it was along the coastal zones. So you're now going to see the mountains and the deserts begin to warm up. You're looking at the mid-80s in Julian, and the deserts, you're back into that 100, and you'll start to creep up 103, 104, 105 mark as you head into the next several days. So keep in mind, the heat is still on under sunny skies.
NBC7's Nightly Check-In is sponsored by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating and Air, Flood and Restoration.
Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE. Bill Howe. We know how.
Bill Howe is open to provide customers with repairs and services. We have taken additional measures to keep our customers and technicians safe. We will continue to provide San Diego with trusted, exceptional service.
Because we know how.
As protesters across the country call to defund the police, San Diegans got a chance to weigh in at the City Council budget meeting. Public comments lasted more than 10 hours yesterday. Many who called in asked for a reduction in police department funding. The council ended up passing 8-1 a proposed $27 million increase in the budget for the department. However, renewed dialogue is still pushing the conversation.
Yeah, we have cops, but let's also have therapists. Let's also have social workers. Let's also have people who are trained to de-escalate situations. Let's have mediators. We don't need to send a cop out to someone who's having a dispute with their neighbor.
The council did end up approving an additional $3 million to create the city's first Office of Race and Equity. Mayor FAULCONER says he will sign the approved budget, which begins July the 1st. Now to the latest coronavirus numbers here in San Diego County. Out of 3,963 tests performed in the last 24 hours, yesterday 3% were positive new cases. There were 110 new cases reported today. That brings the total number of cases in San Diego County to 8,729. 5 more deaths were also reported, bringing the total death toll to 301. Remember, that is just in San Diego County. All California DMV offices that are still closed due to COVID-19 will reopen Thursday, though they will have only limited services. Behind-the-wheel tests will not be offered yet. However, you can make an appointment for a number of services, and you do need an appointment, including paying your registration for a vehicle that was impounded because of registration-related issues, reinstating a suspended or revoked driver's license, and applying for a reduced fee or no-fee ID card. Well, it could not have been a better day for the boardwalks and piers to reopen to all San Diego City beaches.
I think it's definitely a big thing for the community as well. A lot of the businesses around here, they get a lot of their business off of the beach and across the boardwalk, so not just off of the streets.
A lot of businesses we spoke to in Mission Beach say they are excited to start getting foot traffic again in the summer. At Belmont Park, mini golf and rock climbing are open, but they are still waiting for opening dates for their rides. Permission to do that along Boardwalk City piers. they are open as well. Car traffic will finally have a place to park as well, since as of yesterday, all of the big beach lots are back open, because even on normal times, parking can sometimes be challenging. Like so many other businesses, restaurants have had to make a lot of changes to be able to reopen during this pandemic to dine-in dining. Restocucina near Hillcrest officially opened its doors at the beginning of February. About a month later, they were forced to close up shop because of COVID-19. The restaurant is Italian farm-to-table style, with a lot of sharing and conversing about the food and drink. So as you can imagine, they have had to completely change their operation. When they first reopened, they operated more like a grocery store than a restaurant.
We will sell like a little grocery store here. We will sell flour, we will sell pasta, and wine by bottle, you know, because if you remember, it was a little crazy if you go to the store.
Restocucina is fully reopened now, and following county health guidelines, they say business is a bit slow, but they are motivated to bring customers back. Italian movies are also shown out on the patio each night, so people may be more inclined to sit outside, and that helps with social distancing. Once any old Clint Eastwood movies will be in there. Another reopening coming as a relief to many parents are summer camps. The San Diego Circus Center has been adjusting how it will operate. That means several hand sanitizing stations, limiting class sizes by 2/3, and washing aerial silks up to 18 times a day. It's something that would have never gotten swapped out before.
This is so new. I mean, first summer camp's on the 15th. That's just around the corner. So people are still adjusting. Maybe we're being overkill on it all, but it's better to be over than less.
The owner told us he's happy to have the lights back on, but says this summer is already a challenge. He says he typically makes enough during the summer to get them through the fall, but COVID-19 has turned his operation kind of on its head. His camp has already lost tens of thousands of dollars. Good luck to them and everybody else struggling during these weird times. It's going to do it for our nightly check-in. I'm Mark Mullen. Thanks for watching. Be safe. Have a good night.